Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Tuesday morning. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. I got a word for you. Tap in. Happy Tuesday morning, guys. Quick word, quick download I want to share with you guys. So, chosen ones, you guys know, many of us, God gave us very, very clear downloads and promises, right? This could have been a very, very long time ago. Just getting where you fit in, that he gave you a specific promise. He's given you many promises, but this one here, you know that it would be life changing. You knew when he gave you this promise, it would somehow be tied in with your destiny, right? But he only gave you a glimpse of it. He gave you the promise, but he didn't give you the intricate details of how it would be used. So what we did was we assumed that we had all of the details in the blueprint. So we have already created like this idea. We created our own blueprint of when that thing manifests through God, we're in alignment to receive it, that we would do this, that, and the third. But what we're understanding now and what we're coming into clear revelation right now is that we were in tune, we were tapped in, we had some of it. I mean, we had like the core idea, but now you're starting to see God's blueprint rather than your own, meaning exactly how it's going to be laid, right? The exact people, the exact places, the exact things, this, that, and the third. It's very, very clear. Those of us who are tapped in, we know what it is. Granted, we always knew, right? When he gave us the promise, we always knew because it was downloaded in our spirit so profoundly that we always knew that we knew that there will be some kind of promise that will eventually shift our lives. Over time, many of us started to get, maybe not everybody, some of you guys are just blessed with the gift of patience, truly. Wonderful gift to have. Over time, after so many years, and for some even decades, maybe you grew impatient. Maybe some people even walked away from it and maybe felt like it was never God. It was a familiar spirit, only because that thing didn't manifest as quickly or as wholly, not wholly, but as a whole, as we thought, right? God gives us bits and pieces. But a lot of people will walk away from promises because they think the minute you see it, the minute it is. Honey, being a visionary, I can promise you, I can write 25,000 books on this topic. And visionaries have it even worse because it's so clear. I mean, you see the entire picture, literally. You see the entire picture. You just can't arrive there yet because it's a whole process of processes in between, right? But right now, the shift is here. We're tapped in. We're spiritually sensitive. So we know it is literally any day now. Literally. And you're not going to see it coming. You're not going to see it coming. Shift literally. I mean, you're just going on with your regular day. Truly. And a lot of the times the shift happened when you're not even thinking about it. Like when you've already kind of just gotten to a posture of surrender. Right? And then that's a lot of the times when major shifts happen. But here are some crucial things that some of us downloads that many of us are receiving. You already know the location. You already know the location. That can be a whole nother state, a whole nother country, right? You already know the place. Now, for some of us, we may have always known the place, but for a lot of us, including myself, you knew what the promise was and how it is to be dispersed, etc., but you didn't know the exact location. Instead, you started to eventually, probably more recently, feel a pull towards a certain place where everything in this place is drying up, right? You're still in this place, because the shift hasn't fully happened yet. So you're still required to move with the spirit of excellence. Truth be told, convicted to move with even more of excellence now, even though you feel this place is drying up. And I think it's also so we don't get comfortable, right? Because you can know a season is over somewhere. You can know that relationship is over, honey. You can know the job, like you can know that old house that you once cried and prayed that God would give you the house, honey. You don't even like the house. You don't even want to go in the house right now. That type of thing, right? You can, you can know when and feel when seasons are coming to an end. And so what happens? We start to get comfortable and then we start to lack in that certain area. Nope. The convictions are you are to still move with the spirit of excellence. I'm watching you. Because you can't why get comfortable and lazy now and then a shift happens and you already got yourself conditioned to being lazy and comfortable. No, you got to still stay on your game face because when the shift happens, it will happen overnight. Right? Also, if you start to get lazy just because you no longer like it, right? And emotions are, so what's going to happen at the next level? It's going to start off exciting. And then what? You get comfortable? No, you got to stay on your game face. Okay, so he's showing you and revealing to you the area in which you're going to be called. Another thing that you may be receiving downloads, and this ain't for everybody, right? No recording is for everybody. Get in where you fit in, tap in. The area in that you're being called, and this is just not location now. This can be missionary work. Basically however he's going to use you as a vessel, as a chosen vessel. You may be called now to plant seeds in that very environment. You may not have you don't have full access to the promise per se in its entirety. But whatever you have now, you may have a conviction to start planting seed. Listen, hear me and hear me well, my friends. If, all caps, if you are getting convictions to plant seeds, and remember planting seeds, you can plant seeds and that can be your time, right? That can be your money. That can be your whatever. If you're getting convictions to plant seeds in the very territory that you know he's calling you to, please, I beg you, plant that seed. And some of these seeds, what's going to happen is you're child. Woo, honey, ask me how I know. You're going to, Lord, I'm trying to be serious here. You're going to start getting, okay, so let's just say, for example, he asked you to plant a seed 2 weeks ago. And you may feel like, oh, that's the one seed that I planted that I feel like that one seed is going to boom. Okay, that's it. So now I'm just waiting on the door to open. Honey, you might get hit the next week. Plant another seed, right? And again, this can even be your time. Whatever it is going to stretch you. It may even look like something that, let's say, okay, for example, you're called to the homeless, to feed the homeless, or homeless in general. But you already work 5 days, maybe 6 days a week. And honey, that one day you got off, that's the one day, honey, all you do is sleep. The kids don't have to bother you. Your husband don't have to, your wife don't, like they know that's the one day that you have to yourself. And here comes the Holy Spirit telling you, on this day, the very day you have off, I need you to get up, go downtown or go wherever where you currently are, and go feed the homeless or pack some to-go lunches and just drive around and hand out. I've done that before. Pack some lunches and go out and hand out bags to homeless people that you see walking on the street. Honey, you tired. You're tired, but you have a conviction to do so. Or another example, it can be some type of homeless ministry that somehow he placed in your spirit long ago, and he may say, send $50 to that homeless ministry. Even though you may not be hands-on, but plant this seed at $50. But that 50 may honestly stretch you. So a lot of the things that we're requiring right now, let it be time, resources, this, that, and the third, they're coming across as and there are sacrifices. But these are sacrifices to stretch you. Please, whatever you do, I beg you, do not go back and forth with God. If he's requiring a seed of any sort that's somehow tied to the very environment in which you're going to be used as a vessel. These sacrifices are literally in the spiritual realm is what's going to assist that shift. It's obedience over emotions. He's testing you because if I'm about to shift you to a higher level and bring in more of my resources to you, if you're fighting me about what I'm asking you to do now, and it ain't even yours now, you're a chosen vessel. So why am I even going back and forth with you or attempt to go back and forth with you about something that's mine? So it's literally a test to see if he's going to be able to trust you to the next level. It's also a test of your obedience, and you're also planting into good grounds, that soil, right? And here's another thing. When you plant into that soil, like currently, whatever he's asking you to do, what you will discover is connections, favor in the very area. And see, a lot of people it's because the puzzle is not complete. Right? It's bits and pieces of things. So you planted seeds in the very territory. Then all of a sudden, you got an email or you reached out to a person about something, and then you discover that this person is a big deal who's already in that territory. Right? But it kind of doesn't completely make sense on how this person would be affiliated. But you know there's something, because the way God connected it was God ordained. So you can't get caught up in having to see the blueprint, or, some people have to see the whole picture before they take the step out on faith. Honey, it does not work like that. Not in the spiritual realm. You got to take a step out on faith because you feel the conviction to do so, even when you don't understand. It's literally obedience. So you will start to even see connections in favor in that area. And here's how you know that it's elevation, because these connections and these favors are big deals. Right? They're big deals. They're not at the current level. They're at the accelerated level. Here's another thing. The enemy is going to try to rush you, right? This is where discipline is going to have to, not only is he trying to rush you, he's trying to bombard your mind, almost like there's just almost like a chicken with your head cut off, in regards to time frames, decisions, this, that, and the third, other people's stuff. This is why your discipline when it comes down to distractions will have to be top notch right now. You can, and I'm personally kind of dealing with a little bit of this, right? You cannot, in this season, and it's typically the opposite of chosen ones, but you typically cannot care right now about people being in their feelings because they have limited access to you. Period. If people can't understand that you don't have a lot of availability to sit up on the phone, to do video calls, to attend picnics and baby showers. Like, listen, if they're in their feelings, those are not your people. Or they could be your people, but you got to leave them at this level. Because if they're in their feelings about so much petty stuff in this season, what will happen when they almost have zero access to you at the next level? We used to kind of walk around with that type of energy, that type of stress. And what do we do as the chosen ones or unhealed chosen ones at the time, unhealed empaths at the time? Their emotions and their little hurt feelings or their seeds of rejection and abandonment that may pop up, we would go right back, remove our boundaries, and nurture those very feelings. Honey, we ain't got time for that right now. It's tunnel vision. You have to be okay with that. Let people fall. If they're never mind. Let people do what they do. Stay in your feelings, right? Because the real question is, why do you have so much time on your hand to worry about why I don't have time? What do you mean? And sometimes, especially if it's not a chosen one, they don't get it. They don't understand how heavy, right? They truly don't get it. Honestly, they really don't. But you're going to have to be okay with that. So right now, again, be very careful with distractions. Be very aware if God is requiring you to plant seeds. Be very aware with not rejecting things that look like major sacrifices. Because it will be, trust me, you won't even, like, that'll be petty stuff to you next level when you look back at it. Be firm with your disciplines. A lot of you guys are getting convictions to fast, intermittent fast. I'm definitely intermittent. It's not even a big deal because I do it a lot on and off with intermittent fasting. Get your water game up. Listen, I'm just telling you, I say it all the time. I'm just going to be honest. Your girls, I promise you guys, I don't know what it is, right? Y'all, please pray. I struggle with water. Like, I really, like, my mind be made up. Like, I'm going to drink 8 cups of water today. Honey, by the time the end of the day and I go back, honey, I may have 1.5, maybe 2 cups. So much so, again, that I literally go frequently to get my IV hydrations and my vitamins through IV drips, which is just really a waste of money, right? But strategy. Hydration is hydration. Strategy. But I really be trying, seriously, man. Oh my goodness. Those of you who just like love water, like, more props to you. I love sparkling water, but honey, regular water, oh my goodness gracious. But a lot of the eating clean right now and the working out or whatever that you're being convicted to do is crucial. Because for one, when your spirit is, like, when you got all that toxins and stuff free from your body, I can't really explain it, but you can really hear, it's like things are more clear. Like, it don't seem like all Charlie Brown's teacher womp. Like, the downloads seem more clear when you're eating more clean, and especially when you're working out or walking in nature. You get more clear downloads. So stay up on your discipline in regards to that. Stay ahead of the counterfeits, because counterfeits are counterfeiting, honey. And I mean, they're coming, people, places, and things. Honey, counterfeits are coming back left to right. Be very, very aware, because remember, counterfeits look very close. But really, truth be told, I don't know, right? But if anybody is entering your life, like right now, I mean, like right now, then these people, it should be very clear that they fit into your next season. Like, they should probably already be at the next level where God may use them to kind of just give, but it is not going to be anybody that goes backwards. But be careful, because backwards may not be what you think. For example, Okay, for example, for my ladies. Okay, never mind. I ain't gonna say that because I don't. That'll start a whole nother conversation. But the point of the matter is, you're going to have to see it from the spiritual realm versus the physical realm. So even if it doesn't look like, even if it looks like it's going backwards in the physical or the fleshly realm, spiritually, you should be able to feel like, they can still fit in. Next level. Spiritually. Lastly, again, stay very, very aware of not rushing. And here's the tricky part where the enemy is going to really trip a lot of people up at if you're not careful. The area he's trying to rush you at is literally the very territory that God is calling you to. But God is a God of not rushing per se, right? Even when it comes to acceleration, there's a ease, there's a pace. But all that stress and all over the place, and that's not God. I had to learn it the hard way long ago. That's not God. You can. The crazy part about it is it can be God, right? Meaning you have the right idea, you have the right insight, but the enemy is trying to creep in there to rush you where you get ahead of God. And so once you get ahead of God, you shift everything. Everything got to wait all over again. You're back in the season of delay because you done messed something up. So we haven't learned anything in the last several seasons. It is literally to fully surrender and get on the pace with God. And the truth is, God already gave some of us certain timelines or certain months or certain, like He's already given it to you. But then, oh my God, this is so good. He's already given it to us. But what's happening is because we're getting more and more peaks of, like we're getting a peak in on the next level, and it's so good that it's almost like we'll rush it. Like we'll tie up some loose ends, even though some stones are left unturned. So the enemy will have you thinking, because you know God said this, that, and the third, that okay, you can just, no more excellence, just go ahead and go. No. God is going to have you leave no stones unturned. He's going to have you tie up all loose ends. Meaning, when you shift, whatever you're going to be leaving the next season to, or bring another person in, just that, and the third, these people are not going to have to start from scratch. This is how other people is going to also get blessed, right? See, chosen ones, we're going to a great level, right? A grand level, where there are some other people who may have just answered the call, right? Like how we just answered the call at a certain time frame of our lives. And when God shifts them, right? Because He's shifting you, right? So somebody under you, not under you, but you get the point here. When they get shifted and you think God is going to have them come into a zoo, nope. He's going to have you tie up loose ends, spirit of excellence, be in a posture of surrender. That way, when He says go, go. Go. Now, you can't be, well, God, can I have one more sign? Can I have one more blueprint? I hear you say go. Like, I know I got to go, but I need to see something. I got to, nope. You have to be in a place of surrender, but ready to go when He says go. But He ain't going to have you go and things are already, no. So be careful with rushing. The enemy is going to really try to trip people up right here, honey, by rushing. So know where you are. Pray for discernment. Get with your soul tribes. Ask them to pray for you, right? Because because the enemy is attacking your mind so bad. Your soul tribes, your spiritual partners, things like that. They'll be able to get more revelation. And this just happened to me 2 days ago. 2 days ago. I mean, I hear clear. I mean, very, 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 very clear. But because my mind is pulling 1,000 different directions, right? One of my good sis, I mentioned something to her, and just, honey, when she hit me back like a day later, and what I love, she's one of those ones who she ain't gonna just give you like an answer what she think. No, I need to go pray. I gotta wait. I can't tell you nothing until I hear from God. But the point is, when she came back to give me what she got, clear confirmation. But the enemy was trying to get me to rush it. If I would have rushed it, I would have missed it. Be very, very careful not to rush. Sometimes sometimes I know I have, where you're like the prompting, the conviction would be so strong to make the move now, or do this now, right? In general. But I think many of us are in a season right now where there's so much going on that God is calling us to be still. He's calling us to be patient. He's calling us to wait till we get confirmations from our other spiritual soul tribes, things like that. So I just wanted to share that, guys. But it's shifting time. Are you guys ready? It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.